Now, narcissistic abuse happens within toxic relationships. How many of you are with me so far? Right? And now, toxic relationships are often the result of being with people you have no business being with. You still with me? Doing things you have no business doing, going places you have no business going. It's safe to say that toxic relationships are the result of being with the wrong kind of people. And yes, this can even include your own family members. This is an important concept to understand, especially if you want to avoid toxic relationships. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Now I'm out here on the lake again because this is a very difficult message and I needed to balance it with the beauty of the scenery. Now before I get into this message, I want to let you know that I am taking one-on-one appointments. Down below in the description box. You will find access to my calendar where you can get yourself scheduled for one-on-one time with me. Now, one of the most dangerous ideas that we fall into as people is that we can somehow be unified because we are all the same. We are all just people. And now, after experiencing narcissistic abuse, you now know that that is not true. There is something very different about each and every one of us. There's major differences between narcissistic people and you, for example. And now I know a lot of people will jump on the comment section and say, this guy is divisive. He's further dividing people. You're damn right, because we need to be divided. How many of you, after experiencing narcissistic abuse, now know the importance of being separated from certain kinds of people? Yeah? Me too. Now, it's important to understand this, that there are in fact different kinds. To suggest that there aren't different kinds of people, that'd be like saying there's not different kinds of animals. We know in fact that a deer is a deer and a bobcat is a bobcat. More specifically, we know that within the birds, a blue jay is a blue jay, a cardinal is a cardinal. Now, one of the things that allows animals to live somewhat harmoniously is that they understand the kind of animal that they are and their relationship to the others. You won't find a cardinal being intimate with a blue jay. They can share the same feeding ground. Birds can share feeding grounds with the squirrels, but they're not going to date them. You follow me? Now we need to understand this with people because the same thing is true. And now the differences within people that I'm talking about has nothing to do with color, has nothing to do with ethnicity. The differences in people have nothing to do with gender. The differences that we need to pay attention to, the differences that we need to be cautious about, has everything to do with character. That's what we're really talking about. The character of people. This is where you will experience the narcissistic abuse. This is where toxicity forms. It's by mingling with people of different character. I remember one of the most devastating comments that I received. It was heartbreaking to me at the time because I didn't quite understand what was happening to me in the toxic relationship. But the person went into narcissistic rage after I asked them to stop cussing at me and calling me names. Why did I say this? Because I don't want to be around cussing and name calling. It bothers me. I don't want my kids to be around it. And in their narcissistic rage, the comment I received back was F people and their ignorant effing values that they think everybody should have. Basically saying F you and your values. F your kind, Kevin. This is what narcissistically abusive people say. F your boundaries. F your kind. This is how we know that we are with the wrong kind of people. And now this can even be your own family members. How do we know this? Well, one of the greatest depictions that we have of this happens to be in the ancient literature of the Bible. The story of Cain and Abel. Two brothers born of the same mother. And yet, what do we see in Abel? We see Abel with a kind of character that represents ethics, morality, peace, obedience. Cain, on the other hand, represents a character of greed, envy, hate, and malice. These are two completely different characters born of the same mother. What is this telling you? What's this telling me? It's telling us that yes, different characters can even be within the same family. So for those of you who think that you can't be divided and separated from your family, you absolutely can. Chances are you already have been in character. You just have not yet admitted it. Right? So it's important to understand the differences of character. Why do we need this information? Well, first and foremost, we need this information so that you can start to figure out the kind of person that you are. This is the first thing that we need to do. Understand the kind of person that you are. You don't want to be around name calling and cussing and picking and bullying and fighting. Why? Because that's not the kind of person that you are. Right? There are some people who live in that. Narcissistic people, they dwell in the constant turmoil, in the tension. Why? Because that drama is a part of their character. It's a part of the kind of person that they are. Now, it doesn't mean we can't share the same ground as them. Doesn't mean we can't work with them. But when it comes to your intimacy, your intimate relationships, you need to understand that you don't have to be around that kind of person. That there's nothing that you can do to change a kind of a person. A blue jay can't turn a red cardinal blue, and vice versa. Right? This is why they go to their intimate own kinds. The same is true with you. So the first thing to do is to understand the kind of person you are. Do some soul searching. Take an inventory of really what you like and what you don't like. And then it's from this place that you can actually identify the kinds of people you should be associating yourself with. Even if it means that you're not to be associating with certain family members because of the kind of person that they are. Now, is this divisive? Yeah, but in a good way. It's the kind of divisive that's going to keep you healthy. It's going to keep you out of toxic relationships because you're no longer trying to mingle and enmesh your kind with another kind. We need to stop believing that all people are the same. We're not the same. Narcissistic abuse has awakened us to this fact. Right? Listen, I know that this is a very difficult message. Many of you are wondering why you simply can't get along with family members and with certain people who you once thought you liked. That's because they're just not the kind of people that you should be around. And you're not the right kind of person for them. We need to give up on the shallow, oh, they're cute, oh, they're funny, I guess that means it's my kind of people. No, we need to look deeper. We need to identify with how they act towards others, how they communicate. You know, how do animals understand and identify their own kind? How does a blue jay recognize other blue jays? How does a cardinal recognize other cardinals? From what I understand, it's because of the noise that they make. Their mating calls or whatever, right? It's not the color, it's their signals, their noises. Perhaps you and I should, once we learn the kind of people that we are, should start to identify with our kind of people based on the noises that they make, based on the noise that comes out of their life. Listen, I know this message isn't easy, but a lot of you need to hear it. You need to be okay, and you need to have permission to separate yourself from the wrong kind of people, even if it's your own family members, your own siblings. Just because you're born of the same mother doesn't mean you're the same kind of person. And so you need this information to be able to separate and get yourself untangled from the wrong kinds of people. Start moving towards the right kind, your chosen family. Even Jesus had a chosen family. He had a kind of people, did he not? They said, Jesus, your mom and your brothers want to talk to you. His response was, pointing to his disciples, this is my mother and my brother. These are my kind right here. You and I have the opportunity right now to do the same thing. I want to be a part of your healing journey. Down below in the description box, you'll find access to my calendar for one-on-one appointments, FaceTime, WhatsApp, or a telephone call. In addition to that, you'll find access to Royal We Live Chat every Monday night, and Saturday morning is Royal We Fellowship. So head on down to the description box, look around, and I'll be back with more videos for you